Welcome to Amara. Today we are going to make a terracotta flower necklace with matching earrings and bracelet. Before we start the tutorial, I would request everybody to subscribe to my channel and then watch the complete video. Let's take a thin sheet of clay and cut small circles like this using a lid or a circle cutter. So I'm making 22 small circles like this. This would be used for making the flower beads. Now remove all the excess clay out. Once done, smoothen the edges of the circles. Now let's take a refill or a tool like this and mark the center of each circle. Just mark the midpoint or the center of each circle as I'm doing it here in this video. Make sure that you're marking the center properly. So once done, we have to remove this excess clay which is there in the center. So you can actually press it down using the refill or the tool which you're using, or you can take a small needle and remove the extra clay from the center. Make sure it's done for all the circles, all the 22 circles. I'm just trying to remove the excess clay from the center, or you can use the same refill and this just push the clay down and then you can just remove it using the needle. Just repeat the process with all the circle beads. Now let's start making the first flower bead. For that we'll require a sharp edge knife or a tool like this. Just divide the circle into 8 equal parts as shown here. Once done, take the needle tool or you can use a toothpick here. Just push the edges inside using the tip of the needle, or if you have a toothpick you can also use that to give it a petal shape. As you can see, the petal shape is done, so it looks randomly like a flower. Now to give more impressions, just make small dots around the circle, that is around the center of the circle, and using this needle or a toothpick just make a small line like this just to mark the center of the petal. Now our first bead is ready. Now pierce a hole. For that I'm just marking both the ends and I'm going to use this thin jewelry wire, that is a metal jewelry wire, because of which I'm using a safety pin to make a small hole. Now the first bead is ready. Now we have to repeat this process with all the circles. So divide each circle into 8 equal parts and start making the imprints like we did for the first bead. So we have to do it with all the 22 circles. Now all our beads are ready. Now let's start making the earring base. I've already taken 2 flower beads, attach U-pins to it and kept it aside without piercing holes for the studs. Now let's make the earring base. For that, I've rolled a thin sheet of clay, and using a metal roller, I'm trying to cut a rectangle shaped base. Now remove all the extra clay out, and now we have got this rectangle shape. I've smoothed the edges. Now cut it into exact half. Here when I cut it, one piece was slightly bigger than the other one, so I'm just checking the shape whether it's similar. Now I have to cut little extra out, so I'm just cutting it out. Now smoothen the edges. Now our earring base is ready. Now let's take a knife or a tool like this and just draw a line through the center. It's not cut it, just make an impression. Once it's done, you can take a small straw like this and just mark it like this to make an impression or a design, something like a leaf branch. Repeat it with the next earring base as well. So now the earring base is ready. Let's take a U-pin and attach the stud which I've already prepared and kept to the earring base. So the first one is done. Now let's repeat it with the second earring base as well. I'm also going to attach drop beads below to this earring base. So one drop bead each on each pair of the earring. Just repeat it with the second earring as well. Now our earrings are ready to go. Just keep it aside for drying, and we can color it as per our choice. The earrings are now ready. Let's keep all the beads for drying at least for 24 to 48 hours, and after it's dried, you can color as per your choice.